The Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995, Republic Act Number 7877 in the Philippines, is a crucial piece of legislation designed to protect individuals from sexual harassment in employment, education, and training environments. The law defines sexual harassment as an act that demands, requests, or otherwise requires any sexual favor from another, regardless of whether the demand, request, or requirement in the accept by the victim. This law is particularly important in maintaining a safe and respectful environment. It covers a range of behaviors that could be deemed as sexual harassment, including but not limited to make sexually charged comments, gestures, or physical contact that is uninvited and unwelcome. Example might occur in an educational setting where a professor might grade students based on their response to sexual advances. This is not only undermines the integrity of academic evaluation but also places students in compromising and distressing situations.
Republic Act 9262 Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. It is hereby declared that the state values the dignity of women and children, guarantees full respect for human rights. The state also recognizes the need to protect the family and its members, particularly women and children, from violence and threats to their personal safety and security. Example: rape, sexual harassment, acts of lasciviousness, treating a woman or her child as a sex object, making demeaning and sexually suggestive remarks, physically attacking the sexual parts of the victim's body, forcing him or her to watch obscene publications and indecent shows, or forcing the woman or her child to do.
Republic Act Number 6949, National Women's Day. An act to declare every March 8 as a working holiday, to be known as a National Women's Day. This act aims to celebrate women's achievements, promote gender equality, and encourage employers to provide opportunities for their employees to engage in activities supporting women's rights.
Republic Act Number 7322, increasing maternity benefits in favor of women workers in the private sector. This law ensures that any female employee in the private sector was paid at least 3 monthly maternity contributions in the 12-month period preceding the semester of her childbirth, abortion, or miscarriage, and who is currently employed shall be paid a daily maternity benefit equivalent to 100% of her present basic salary, allowances, and other benefits, or the cash equivalent of such benefits for 60 days. So this law, it is a female employee who has made at least 3 monthly maternity contributions within 12 months of childbirth, abortion, or miscarriage will receive a daily maternity benefit of 100% of their current salary for 60 days. Employee must inform the employer regarding on her pregnancy and the possible date of her childbirth, which must be transmitted to SSS in accordance with its rules and regulations. The employer will provide the payment in 2 equal installments within 30 days of filing for maternity leave. Daily maternity benefits payment is a barrier to the recovery of sickness benefits for the same 60-day compensable period for childbirth, abortion, or miscarriage. The SSS is required to promptly compensate the employer for 100% of the maternity benefits provided to the employee. And an employee experiences pregnancy or abortion without employer contributions or notification, the employer must pay damages equivalent to the employee's entitlement, which the SSS then pays to the employee. So the payment is the payment for or the benefits of these every employee or the female employee who's currently pregnant is that the company or the employer of this female shall pay the damages to the employee's entitlement, which the SSS pays the employee.
Domestic Workers or Batas Kasambahay RA 10361. It aims to prevent abuse, exploitation, and discrimination against domestic workers. It also promotes gender-sensitive measures and policies and programs related to domestic work. Example, these include physical and physiological and sexual abuse. Dito na pumapasok yung pagmamaltrato ng amo. Example na natin yung mga nagtatrabaho, nakasambay sa ibang bansa. Minomolesta sila ng amo nila tapos sinasaktan. Iba naman pinapatay. Kaya naglabas sila ng act para sa mga sambahay.
Republic Act 6725 is an act in strengthening the prohibition on discrimination against women concerning terms and conditions of employment, amending for the proposed Article 135 for the Labor Code as amended. Your sex or your gender shouldn't be the basis for your salary, opportunities, and your job. I've heard that just because you are a woman does not mean that your salary will be lower or that you will get fewer benefits than your male coworker. Therefore, the purpose of RA 6725 is to prohibit any kind of discrimination against women. For examples, dismissing a woman employee because of her pregnancy. This situation is very visible. Women always experience this scenario. But take note, not to generalize because there are some jobs like teachers that have maternity leave.
The Special Program for Employment of Students (SPES) in the Philippines, established under Republic Act No. 7323 and subsequently amended by RA 9457 and RA 10917, is designed to provide temporary employment to disadvantaged students out of late youth and the dependent of displaced or would-be displaced workers. The program aims to augment family income and ensure that beneficiaries can continue their education. The program targets students aged 15 to 30 years old who meet specific income requirements. Applicants need to provide several documents, including proof of age, parental income certification, academic records, and identification. Successful applicants undergo an orientation and are assigned to various work placements. After completing their employment term, participants receive their wage, submit necessary reports to DOLE. While SPES provide valuable work experience and help bridge the school-to-work transition, it faces some challenges. These include the limit to student work period, which might not offer substantial work experience, and the constraint of out-school youth who may prefer working during academic months.
Republic Act 8353, also known as the Anti-Rape Law of 1997, is a legislative measure in the Philippines aimed at protecting individuals from sexual violence. This law defines rape as a criminal offense, regardless of the gender of the victim, and imposes severe penalties on perpetrators. Is emphasized the importance of consent, acknowledging that any sexual act done without constitute rape. Additionally, the law recognizes various circumstances such as a victim age, relationship with the perpetrator, providing the harsher punishment in cases of child rape, or when this offender is in a position of authority over the victim. Overall, Republic Act 8353 serves to uphold human rights and promote the safer environment by holding perpetrators accountable for their actions. For example, by any person who under any of the above circumstances commits an act of sexual assault by inserting his penis into the another person's mouth or anal orifice or any instrument or object, into the genital or oral orifice of another person.
Republic Act 9710 defines Gender and Development Program as the development perspective and process that is participatory and empowering, equitable, suitable, free from violence, respectful of human rights, supportive of self-determination and actualization of human potential. Gender and development is the role of women in agricultural production in developing countries. In many parts of the world, women play a crucial role in agricultural activities such as planting, harvesting, and processing crops. However, women often face significant barriers and inequalities compared to men in terms of access to land, credit, agricultural inputs, and extension services.